Good afternoon and thanks for having us. Firefighters battling the first thunder wildfire south of Rapid City now say they have, quote, a good handle on the blaze that started Monday night. According to the latest report, the fire is currently burning 155 acres, which is down from yesterday. It is 0% contained, but with today's cooler weather, officials hope to get the fire contained. At this point, officials say there is no threat of evacuations. A vigil was held in Dunham Park last night for 29-year-old Joshua Allen, who was killed there on August 25th. Around 20 people sang and prayed together in an effort to bring peace back to the Northwest Sioux Falls Park.
It's a trauma for everybody, whether you live on the other side of town or whether your house backs up to the park. When something like that happens, it's tragic. And so people need a way to come and just release and leave with hope.
The event was organized by a group called Take Back the Site. They host vigils after every homicide in Sioux Falls. A Sioux Falls mother who lost her son last year to fentanyl poisoning is speaking out to share his story of addiction and how quickly it changed and ended his life. Vicki Peralt says her son Joseph had everything going for him, but in 2019, after he got divorced, he began using drugs.
Then about 2022 is when he stopped contacting everybody. And it was for a whole year that nobody heard a word from him.
Peralt says Joseph became homeless while living in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and overdosed 6 times before fentanyl eventually killed him in March of last year. He was 31 years old. You're going to hear more of his story and their message for others in tonight's Eye on Kellerland at 10 o'clock. Well, in weather, we do have some rain out west, don't we, Brian?
Yeah, tracking some showers today. Western South Dakota, that is some good news because with this dry and, of course, hot as it has been the last couple of days, we need that relief. And that's helping out with these firefighting efforts southwest of Rapid City. This is our live cam. You can see some of that smoke in the air, too. And obviously, there's a bigger picture going on because of smoke from other fires across the Intermountain West. We are tracking those scattered areas of rain on the Kettleland Live Doppler HD network, and you can see that is moving in from southwest of Rapid City. There's actually a little push of showers around Custer and Edgemont. So if that comes right over Rapid City, again, that'll add to the humidity in the air, and it's all at least helping out here in the short-term forecast. What do we see here for the rest of the day? Well, I would say the scattered rain is the name of the game here. We're not looking at widespread activity, but at least a few more of these spots of rain will be migrating through western South Dakota. I do expect that this will be shifting east as we go through the later part of the day and into tonight. Sioux Falls at 78 this hour, 84 in Pierre, 80 degrees Mitchell, that stronger south wind in eastern Kettleland. So we'll top out in the upper 80s today in Sioux Falls, and then we'll watch radar and see if we can manage a few scattered hits of rain here, mainly after sunset. That's what we're thinking for Sioux Falls. 20% chance of a late afternoon or evening shower for Aberdeen. 30% levels on that rain chance for Pierre and Rapid City. A complete look at the forecast is coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Brian. The U.S. Justice Department has filed criminal charges against 6 senior leaders of Hamas in the deaths of dozens of Americans who were killed in the October 7th terror attack in Israel. The charges come as thousands of protesters again filled the streets in Israel, demanding the government agree to a ceasefire and hostage release deal following the recent executions of 6 hostages. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
We want them alive!
In Tel Aviv, family members of hostages vowed Wednesday to remain in the streets until their loved ones are freed.
We have to do a deal now, to seal a deal now. We can't wait.
Protesters are stepping up calls on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to agree to a ceasefire and hostage release deal after the recent killings of 6 hostages in Gaza, including Israeli-American Hirsch Goldberg Poland. But Netanyahu has vowed not to give in to pressure, insisting Israel must control a section along Gaza's border with Egypt called the Philadelphia Corridor in order to prevent Hamas from smuggling weapons into Gaza. Egypt and Hamas deny the claim, and Hamas insists on a full withdrawal. Tuesday night, Israel's former defense minister Benny Gantz said the corridor does not pose an existential threat and should not get in the way of a deal. Nearly 11 months since the October 7th terror attacks that started this conflict, the U.S. Justice Department unveiled criminal charges against Hamas leaders, citing the deaths of dozens of Israeli Americans. But half of those charged are dead. The other three, including the current leader, Yahya Sinwar, have yet to be captured. Experts on the region call the move largely symbolic.
I think it's unlikely that the individuals, Yahya Sinwar in particular, will be captured by the United States. I think he's much more likely to be killed or captured by Israel.
The Justice Department said the charges will not be its last effort to target Hamas. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The Department of Justice case was originally filed under seal back in February before the recent executions of 6 hostages, including American Hirsch Goldberg, Poland. The DOJ says it is also investigating his murder. Still ahead, an annual festival is making its return to downtown Sioux Falls this weekend. And a former aide to 2 New York governors is charged with being an agent of the Chinese government.
And a live view from Rapid City this afternoon. Looking at that hazy sky, we'll have the latest on the forecast and what to expect for the weekend coming up.